Hello, African Size HornbillTV la NAGAMESE Express. Senapati Police pra Kabinam Bosti de TMT laden truck arson la mamla upar Ramayo Vashum ke arrest kuriya de Government of People's Republic of Nagaland bra clarification kunba janai dis. Press statement de kuise ki Ramayo Vashum do Naga Army de major thakise hoilibi taila position do thick pra nachula nimide 2022 साल de taige forced retirement dis. Vashum ra enaga anti social काम kuriya jani pa do bishi afsos ase kuina jani paise hoilibi itula काम दो ताई एकला ब्रा कुरियाला आसे ताते ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नोइलिबी सरकार ला इको हाथ नाय कोइगना जनाई दिसे March 14 दे लापीए सेंटर फॉर मेंटल वेल बीइंग ब्रा प्रोडिगल्स होम आरो पेरेंट टच लोगो मिलिगिनो वुमेन्स मेंटल हेल्थ सेमिनार आकिसे इंजीनियर खेतोवी लागा आकिगिन की इकशे चुमगी दिमादे इते एनपीएस ऑफिसर डेप्टी कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस हेडक्वार्टर्स दिमापुर वाई रूथ मुरो ब्रा स्पेशल गेस्ट आइस
Stress, it's a natural part of our life. It's one human being blood run. As long as we are living, it's part of our life. Stress is part of our life. So stress, in terms of American Psychological Association or definition, physiological and psychological responses to internal and external stresses. Stress itself, majorly biawala stress majorly positive stress. So it is stress it's the combination of the feeling stress or pressure. Stress it's released from some few nervous system or the hormones. Okay? It's not from the external, only one of physiological reaction, bodily reaction. Now here, 41.2 women are under chronic stress. 47% are struggling with insomnia. 57% tension burnout. Out of three women, 1 in 3, I would say, 1 in 3 says they really get time to rest. Time 9 rest. Are you in the 1 of the 3 or are you able to find time to rest? Are you rest all the time? Bye. Now, maybe more time than rest that's one thing I want all of us to ask ourselves. 11:28. God, our God has reminded us that He invites His children. He called upon His children, those who are weary, to find rest through in Him. It's important for all of us. Whether we are quite busy in your ministry, okay, but it's important for you to find time to look into your stress, to look into your burnout, to look into your mental well-being altogether. Okay. There's a book which is, which was released in the year 2024, written by 2 pastors' wives. Okay, that is called The Pastor's Wife Diary: Visible Journey of the Invisible Journey. Okay, so your journey, I know it's not, on the outward side it's visible, but there are so many invisible journeys that all of you are going through, okay? And I know myself that the first-hand experience from my mom, okay? So there are so many invisible journeys. So what I would say is you all are doing a good job, okay? But at the same time, it's time for you to also take a break to look into your mental well-being.
Okay, let's say we are living in that escalating norm. Okay? The norms are escalating. So if you say escalating, it doesn't stay, right? Escalator goes up. Escalator goes up. And so it keeps escalating. The norms keep changing. The what we have today, which is good today, will be better tomorrow. Like it keeps changing. So escalating norm. We are living in that age where the norms are escalating. And we all want bigger, better, fancier, of all things. And by that, I don't only mean the wealth, but in everything, in every sense of the terms of life. So, and we did, with all those comes the cost of it, the consequences and all, but we don't pay attention to it, but we just want the big, better and fancier, just like that. And so, like my husband said, everyone is rushing, you know, everyone is rushing and striving to achieve more and more, and everyone fears to miss out. In this day and age, we have two sicknesses. One is that the hurry sickness, and one is the sickness of the fear of missing out. We don't want to miss out. We want to be a part of everything. We want to be we want to be the first one to be holding a better iPhone. We want to be the first one to be, wearing the, what do you call it? Those designer clothes, or you don't want to miss out a party or miss out some gathering of sort that is going on. You may not even be, good at it, or it may not even serve you any purpose, but you still want to be a part of it. So like that. So without asking what purpose it is being served, we are all going for bigger, better, and costlier, and to just rhyme with it, I say P is equal to suffer. So we are aiming for bigger, better, costlier, and in the end it is giving us suffer. We are suffering what? We are suffering in our finances are suffering, our time is suffering, our health is suffering, physically, mentally. I'll not be able to explain the mental aspect of how the suffering is going, like all the people who have done. But then I can say that we suffer because we also go through different kinds of mental health issues, though we may not be able to explain it like the experts. So because of our wanting to have it bigger, better, and costlier, we are all suffering in all those aspects. We become overcommitted, and in the process we stress ourselves out and we get burned out. Then this also, make us chase more and more, but that does not necessarily translate into more satisfaction. Rather, it translates into more frustration. And then with that, we end up being depleted, like I said, in our finances, in our mental, in our emotional reserve. And we are people walking about half empty or even empty, without our emotional tank filled. We have empty bank balance, and our physical health is also going down the drain. And the worst thing again, which happens, is the comparison culture. This again brings us to, make us do a lot of comparison. We are constantly measuring ourselves against other people's achievement. I am measuring my house with someone else's house, and the good house that I have built, I'm not satisfied yet because I have to again build another, swimming pool into my compound because someone, the A or X or Y or Z has it, and I have to have it. Or I have a vehicle, but no, my vehicle does not, answer to that. Let us model that is being used in the market, and like people say your vehicle doesn't have road presence. I heard men talking like this, and I was like, what is road presence? We talk about stage presence, so men talk about vehicles not having road presence. And so we do that comparison, unnecessary comparison. We compare ourselves, our achievements against others, and then in the process, what do? We foster discontent. We need to adopt simplicity and contentment. Right? Simplicity and contentment. It sounds very simple, but is it simple again? You find people who live simply, who talk simply, who dress simply, who live in a very simple house, though they can. And we tend to think that, that's such a great attribute he or she has, must have acquired from his father or grandfather or grandmother. We think like that. And I thought like that until I read books to unlearn what I thought. So, this living simply and with contentment, simplicity and contentment, this is not an acquisition. It is rather a character that we should achieve and a skill that we should acquire. So living simply and living with contentment is a character that we should achieve, and it is a skill that we should acquire, that we should learn. And to do this is not easy. We have to, discipline ourselves, number one. Number two, we have to be very brave. Why brave? Brave because when we choose to live in a state of simplicity and contentment in this age, we are going to be fighting against the crowd, against the norm. The norm does not say simplicity and contentment. The norm says more, better, fancier, costlier, whatever, all the earths that can go. So, in order to be able to live that kind of life of simplicity and contentment, we have to be brave because we have to stand out from the crowd. We have to fight against the norm and still be able to be happy, being our simple and contentment, living our life of simplicity and contentment. Now, I just want to define what simplicity is. Simplicity means the process of removing the unnecessary so that the necessary can speak. It is the process of removing the unnecessary so that the necessary can speak. We should spend, but below our means, okay? And below that means we will spend some for whatever we have to do, like the car, our house, our food, our clothes, our birthday parties. But along with that should also come saving and investment.
Kohima district bitor recognized bosti thake sobke nutun tenure nimde nutun village council members chunibule tayar korilubi koikna deputy commissioner bra Friday de notification ulai dise. DC bra bosti sobke eta thaka customary niyom hisab bra selection noilebi election koribi koise. Aru etu process to April 25 laga age khotom kori dibole lage. Etu piche members laga list to DC office te submit koribo. Area administrative offices khan dwara. Notification the guidelines can be dinas. Ito hisab te village council members khan Nagaland Village and Tribal Councils Act 1978 la section 5 te thaka qualification thake bole lage. List dia khan de elect hua manu khan laga khali naam dibi kuise. Designation charina. Chairman no state government pra officially approve kuriya pichi dei hobo kuise. Area administrative officer khan pra fasla lubo representation do judi khel na clan laga hisab pra hobo. तो नतुन इलेक्शन लोगोले निम्दे इत्या थाका विलेज काउंसिल कोहिमा बितर थाका सब डिसॉल्व करि दिसे आरो नतुन टीम नाया तक हेड जीबी प्रा विलेज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन साइ थाकिबो. March 13 the Capital Convention Center Kohima bra Nagaland SDG Action Awards 2025 thakise ito moi state level consultation on SDG India Index 4.0 aro NER District SDG Index 2.0 bi thakise. Nagaland Deputy Chief Minister T.R. Zilayang bra guest of honor aikina award khan bi dise. Award pa khan thakise pinnacle skill takan economic sustainability category de award paise, social development category de good Samaritan Women Society aro environmental sustainability category de Mobus Team Nagaland YouthNet khan thakise. T.R. Zilayang bra ito homoy janaise Mokchung Kohima aro Dimapur district khan north east region pura de top 10 de ase aro alak Nota district to front runner category de ase. Tinda district to fastest mover districts khan majud de ase. Award pa khan ke memento certificates aro rupees 50,000 cash prize dise. Mon district bitor PMGSY rasta kundu aboy ADC headquarters prize dio civil Chen headquarters ke connect kore itu repair kurble nimide Chen civil societies khan bra concerned department ke 15 March tak shuru kori lobole time dise. किंतु काम तो इत्यादि शुरू आना स्टूडेंट्स बॉडी ब्रा कुछ ताकन आगे देवी डिपार्टमेंट के 5 दिन अल्टीमेटम भी दिस ताकन ब्रा नाला बिया हुआ आरो रास्ता लगा हालत बिशी बिया थका जनाई दिया पीछे डिपार्टमेंट ब्रा साइट इंस्पेक्शन आई ना यकीन दिलाई से कुछ चेन सिविल सोसाइटीज ब्रा February 23 ते मीटिंग लोगी ना अथॉरिटी के रिक्वेस्ट करी से काम दो March 15 दे नॉइले इतु तारीख ला आगे शुरू करी लोभी कोई ना किंतु इधर टाइम दो जाए से होल भी काम दो शुरू हुआ ना इतु निमिदे मानुखान के बिशी दुख पावले दी थका आसे कुछ Chen area students union prakuse jodi kam do hua nai bole Chen civil societies khan bra nijor lagi thaga tarika uthabo koes. Prime Minister Modi joakali asande पुंचिसे एना होइगिना अलग अलग प्रोग्राम अटेंड करिएसे तो निश्ना एक प्रोग्राम दे पीएम रा टी गार्डन वर्कर्स खानगे माती लगा पत्ता खान हैंड ओवर करि दिसे एलगा होइगिना पीएम किसान स्कीम ला 22nd इंस्टॉलमेंट रिलीज करि दिसे आरो इतु लोगो स्टेट ला कनेक्टिविटी और कॉमर्स भाल करबो निमिदे कोनबा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट्स इनॉग्रेट करि दिसे तो थाका से तेला बुलेटिन काने और अलग अलग खबर काने चाइ थाकबे हॉर्नबिल टीवी